Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Debbie Obierika in the building, and you're welcome back to another exciting video. So guys, I've missed doing sit down videos, to be very honest with you guys. This is my first sit down video since Jesus knows when, maybe February. But yeah, I'm excited. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how being an asthmatic affects my 9 to 5. Like, I'm trying to do like a series, and God help me. So the first episode is asthma and my 9 to 5. And while I'm doing that, I'll be getting ready. Did I mention that already? Because I have another video to shoot, and I also have like some places to go as well. So if you're interested in finding out how I cope being an asthmatic and working in 9 to 5, amongst the other things I do, please keep on watching. And hey, subscribe now, guys. Let's get to 300 subscribers. Let's do this. Like, I'm not even asking for too much. My goal is 1K subscribers by the end of the year, but let's start small. Give me 300 subscribers first. Okay. Starting off with my I have my makeup like laid out there with my ordinary moisturizing face cream. So just to a little bit, because I do have a little bit of dry face. So let's start this video. So guys, as you all know, if you're new here, I'm Debbie Obierika, and I'm an asthmatic. I've been asthmatic for roughly 12 years now, I think. See, let me just be honest with you guys, but in all my videos I always forget. I think I was diagnosed in 2012, and this is 2022, so that's 10 years. Yeah, so I've been an asthmatic for about 10 years. Yeah, so I'm going to be using the Zikel foundation. You guys know that me and Zikel, we need to sign the brand ambassador deal because I'm obsessed. So one thing I don't do, to be honest, is I didn't really tell my employers my medical condition, because I used to be worried. I used to be worried that it would affect, they would think that I'm not good for the role they are looking for. So most times when I go like for interviews, I pray to God that they don't ask me, and when they don't ask me, I don't bring it up. But then I realized that was the wrong thing to be doing, because eventually it will catch up with you, because are you superhuman? You'd eventually have crisis one day in the office. So what are you going to do? What would you tell them? Like, you can't tell them every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, especially during your like what they call this period, during your off seasons, that you're having malaria. Every other day they'll be wondering, are you the only person that can be sick? So initially I would hide it, because naturally I was always ashamed of the fact that I had asthma. I felt like it was something to be ashamed of. People would look at me as weak. People would stigmatize me based off of the reactions that I used to get while I was a young teenager and all of that. So most times when I go for interviews and they ask me if I have any medical condition, I would say no. And then when I have a crisis, I would lie that something happened with family, or I was sick, something. I would just lie. But there was this particular job I had when I was in Benin. I think it was my second job out of school, and I didn't tell my bosses that I was asthmatic. So on this particular day, it was like a restaurant and a bakery. So on this particular day, I was on food duty, and then I was asked to go to the kitchen to go and like bring stuff from the kitchen. And now obviously it's all these big kitchens where they're like frying, boiling, doing a lot of things. And if you guys don't know, cooking fumes can also be a trigger, frying as well. So I go, right? And then they're making me wait for a while, and I'm like, can I wait outside? And they're like, no, you can't wait outside. You either wait in here or you go back downstairs. So I go back downstairs and I come up again. I have to wait for a bit. Long story short, fumes enter my body, and then I start to cough, and then I start to have like an attack. I'm trying to like rush on my inhaler and everything. Long story short, I have like a full-fledged crisis at the office, and then everybody finds out that I'm asthmatic. And then my boss is like, why didn't you mention to us that you're asthmatic, so that we'll know that, okay, we will not like assign you to kitchen duties and all of that. So I was just like, I didn't know. I just made some story. I don't remember what it was. But that was when I realized that I needed to tell my employer, because what if they want to fumigate the office? Okay, so while I was working at the bank, I made it known that, I was an asthmatic. So anytime that they want to fumigate the office, the assistant HR lady, God bless her soul, would call me and say, Debs, what's up? We want to fumigate. You need to leave the office now before they start fumigating, And then I would leave. So it kind of like helped me, to fit into my workplace. Understood that some employers are very, very, very insensitive, and I understand with them sometimes, because they might be worried that they'll be paying you a lot of money and you might not be delivering because you'll be out sick most of the time. So that's why they will not want to employ you, because of your health condition. But it is not okay to hide it, because anything can happen. Your life is more important than that job, so it is important for you to state what is wrong with you, because there can be workplace hazards that can get to you and you might just die because they're trying to put food on your table, and it's not even worth it, to be honest. It's not worth it at all. So like I said, while I was at the bank, I made it known, and one thing I did was I knew that I was working in 9 to 5. I knew that I would be stressed. So what I always do in that period of like in any season where like I start a new job, I try to make sure that I'm on my medication 24/7, so that like I don't have any lapses like my first 6 months, or at least my first 3 months, so that they don't say you're not even employed and you're already falling sick all the time, because it brings like a bad impression, and then it sort of like affects the next person that comes that has a similar condition as you but manages it better. So if you're going to work for somebody, try to manage your medical condition as much as you can. Then in your off seasons, try to mention them that in this season I might have it more often than not, but I will do my best to show up at work. And if you have an understanding boss, they will support you. And if they don't support you, I'm sorry, girl, boy, quit that job, because it's not worth it. So in my current organization, when I got the job, in fact, it's an interview question that I expect that they will ask me, okay, do you have any medical condition? Because like it's now a standard thing that they ask in most interviews. But in my interview, I was not asked if I have a medical condition, and I did not state it, because at that time I didn't think I was going to work with them. So when I got the job, or when I finally started to work with them, I still didn't mention it. I only mentioned it to one lady in the office. Now this is going to be an entirely different video where I talk about how I've been stuck in elevators twice in my life as an asthmatic. But yeah, so a scenario happened in the office, being stuck in the elevator, and they didn't know I was asthmatic. But luckily for me, one of the women that was like stuck in the elevator with me, she knew that I was asthmatic, and then when they opened the ventilator, she asked someone to like get my inhaler. So hence I didn't have any like altercations in the elevator. When the incident was over, my line manager asked me, and Debbie, why didn't you mention that you're asthmatic? And to be honest, guys, a part of me kind of felt like, if I mentioned it to them, the kind of organization it was, they might not employ me. And then he was like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just told them that, God forbid something happened to me in there. Like, what would they have said? They didn't even know, so they would not have been able to like add more pressure to bringing us out, because they think that everybody is okay and all of that. So I would advise you, if you have any condition, let it be known. Worst case scenario, they will say they're not employing you, Abby. Yeah, and then you move on and get another job that probably values you above whatever condition that you have and all of that. So guys, I'm going to go off camera and kind of like finish up like this my blending, because it's going to take a lot of time. Then when I come back, I'll tell you guys, the other sides to letting your employer know that you have these conditions, because sometimes after they accept it, they still make a big deal out of it and think that you are abusing your ailment, something like that. Guys, I'll be back. So guys, we're back. So one thing you need to know is that there are bad people out there. Like there are people that have used these supposed illnesses to just like tell lies and get out of working. They are lazy people, they are bad people, they are wicked people. So I totally understand you when employers are not very excited when you say, I'm calling sick, and say, okay, I can't make it to the office. For offices that have HMOs, they would insist that you go to the hospital so they can see that you're actually not feeling fine. For offices that don't, they're like, are you sure this person is not tricking us? Like, what if this person is actually not sick and all of that? So sometimes understand with your employer when they're like, I'm sorry, I can't permit you come to work and all of that. So if it's something that you can manage and come to work and just show them that you're not feeling well, then you can do that. Just show them that, okay, I'm not among these people. And then for employers also, understand that not all of us are liars. Some of us actually have genuine health issues, and we actually cannot make it to work at that time because it will just not be convenient coming to work. Imagine me now being connected to my nebulizer and you're telling me to come to work. By the time I'm done using the nebulizer, I'll be too drained I can't even walk. So how do I come to the office to show you that, guy, I'm not lying, no, I'm actually telling the truth. I actually do have this ailment. So at the end of the day, let us all just try to be understanding of each other's conditions. For me, it happens to me at the office sometimes where they will say, they can't permit me because I mean, what if I'm lying? What if I'm going to do something personal and I'm saying, I'm not feeling fine? So I totally get it sometimes when that happens. It annoys me, but I get it. So, in summary, if you have an ailment and you have to work a 9 to 5, it's not going to be a walk in the park. You just have to be prepared for any and everything that comes with it, because no two employers are the same. Advice to you in this kind of condition is that take your medications. If your medications are easily available, take them as much as you can. Don't just put yourself in that kind of position where you now looks as if your employer does not care about your health. Sometimes they don't actually, because they have a business to run, and if they run it like that, it will probably be run down, because people probably, like I said, lied to them in the past and not actually had any underlying like medical conditions and all of that. So yeah, for me it's been a roller coaster, I'll be honest. Some days I'm so upset at like human resource, but then when I think about it later, I'm like, okay, I think I understand where this is coming from. Like I could actually be faking this thing. Nothing might actually be wrong with me, but genuinely I don't take as many excuses as I might have a crisis in the morning, but I still make it to work. So I feel like they are not aware of these things, so you don't know the sacrifices that you are making to always be at work, regardless of how you are feeling. So it kind of gets to you that I'm really trying to, put the organization first and not put my health first, and then they still make you feel like, oh, you are not telling the truth. Guy, come to work, it's not our business. So, my friends will say that kind of organization, you should not work there because if you die, they will replace you in 2 days. Yes, like I said, they have a business to run. So do what you have to do. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first if you have to. If they still feel like you're not bringing enough value and your excuses are probably too much, then maybe you are not supposed to be working that job. Maybe you should try and work remotely or face a business, or just take time out and try to study your symptoms and see if there are ways you can also help yourself. That's what I do a lot of times when I'm beginning to have crises back to back because of stress from work. Because the truth is, for most ailments, when you are stressed at work, it is also one of the reasons why you are falling ill more often, because stress always triggers. Anyway, my picture has fallen down. Anyway, let me finish up this makeup and then we'll come back and end the video, alright? So guys, one last thing before I go. Another thing I think that employers look at is that they don't want to set precedents for other members of staff to think that they can just, get out of work by just saying, oh, I'm not feeling well, or just bring up some weird medical report and say, oh, I have this or I have that. So, and also they also don't want to as if they're always favoring you, because your colleagues might also be feeling weird that they too might have applied for like leaves or something, did not get it granted, and anytime you just cough, you get time off work. So to be honest, this thing is complicated. I'm going to be a business owner one day. I'm going to run my own organization someday, and because I have an ailment, I might be able to relate. But sometimes it might not be easy to put your employees' feelings above yours. So as an employee with an ailment, do what you have to do, because it's a tough world out there. Okay, so I basically am just telling you guys from my experience, and like the way I try to put myself in their shoes, see, okay, why are they reacting how they're reacting. That's after I'm already upset though. Then when I calm down, I'll come and be like, okay, maybe this is why my boss did what he did, or why HR said what she said. And like, even for me, I had a team, so when my teammates are taking all those kind of permissions, I try to put myself in their shoes while granting them permissions, and at the same time letting them know that, okay, don't abuse my generosity as well. So everybody has to work hand in hand. You do your part, they do the best that they can. And if they're not doing the best that they can for you, that like you truly sit down and judge the matter, and they're not doing the best for you, then you can resign, because like I said, now they're alive, they go work, they work hard and all of that. So yeah, my makeup is done. It's something very simple, like I said. See, you guys, my eyebrows are always large like this, but don't worry, I'm gonna sort that out. I want to do microblading, hence why I haven't shaped my brows in like 6 months. But anyway, when we do that, you guys will see. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Are you someone that has an ailment that really affects you? And how do you cope with your 9 to 5 or running your business, or everything that you're like, your daily activities? And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, also let me know in the comment section, because I want to start like a series. And the next one will be asthma and relationships. I'll see you guys in my next video. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. Bye.